And now to join us on discussions of Abuja Court stopping CBN from releasing allocation to Rivers State government, we have Barrister Mawah, who is joining us. Thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, all right. So how would you react to the court judgment stopping CBN from releasing Rivers State monthly allocation?
Is is painful that we have gotten to this point where that order of that nature will be made. There is a popular saying that when two elephants fight, it is the grass or the grass is there that we suffer the most. Now, the fight between the two elephants, who in my own view now is Wike and Fubara, has gotten to a point now that the entire citizen of Rivers State will be the victim of it, and it's quite unfortunate. Now, if you have been following the story of Rivers State for quite some period of time now, you realize that this is just beyond issue of the House of Assembly passing budget and not passing budget. Now, I think a couple of weeks ago, we all witnessed the local government election that took place in Rivers State. It was as if they were going to fight war. It was like another third world war. And then you also observe the local government election also going ahead simultaneously in other states. And most of them, you did not even hear anything. Even the neighboring state of Akwa Ibom, they did local government election, there was no noise. At the Jingawa, other states, Benue, and name them. But you ask yourself, why is the issue of Rivers State so different and peculiar? You see, we should be very careful that we will not end up winning a fight and losing the war. Because the people who are going to be adversely affected by all of this fight of the gladiators will one day decide to rise up to the occasion. And I think at this junction, I'll be calling on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Ahmed Tinubu, to rise up to the occasion, because the Rivers State issue today is like two people that are dragging something that they both have a common interest on. This one does not want to compromise for the other. This one does not want to compromise. The whole of this issue is just all about Wike. Let us be sincere with ourselves. Now, I think a couple of months ago, some 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, in a video, live video, came up in a joyous moment to say they have decamped from the party that brought them into office, which is the People Democratic Party, to the All Progressive Congress. And by the Constitution, as a member of the State House of Assembly, the day you defect from the party that sponsors you to the seat before the end of your tenure, you would lose your seat. But eventually, this person decamped, took group photograph in a daylight activities. And then the next thing we started hearing was that, oh, they did not actually defect. And then you ask yourself, were they playing? So, but the point is that the president need to come into this issue, because if care is not taken, I'm envisaging a situation where Rivers State, if all of these issues are not clearly managed, if they are not carefully managed, that state may go up in flames. Because those people, you don't hear them. They are not like every other state. An average Rivers State man is ready to die for what he believes in. And Wike himself knows about this truth. They stood by him, even when the federal government, the federal mind was against him. His predecessor, or the immediate past governor of Rivers State, Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, was out to fight Wike using the ministerial power, using federal might. But Wike stood, not because he was too strong, but because the entire citizen of Rivers State, they all stood with him. And Wike must also understand that these same people that stood with him yesterday, they are standing with Fubara today. All we are having now at the moment, they are called one called judgment, another called judgment. No, the whole thing is getting tiring. I think the only solution to my mind in respect of Rivers State issue is nothing more than a political solution. Anything other than that, I can assure you, we'll just be moving around the circle. And government will suffer, governance will suffer. Now, the issue agitating my mind from the time I heard about that judgment, though I've not had the opportunity to read about the judgment because the certified copy of the judgment is not out yet. The only thing agitating my mind was that if the fund meant to keep Rivers State going is stopped, it's just like stopping a conduit pipe that supplies water to another neighbor. If it is stopped because of the stubbornness of one person, let me put it that way in a loose term, the aftermath effect may be too drastic. And that is my worry. Because if you say no allocation should go to the state, how will the state run? How will the machinery of the state function? Of course, His Lordship in his wisdom and giving judgment, and I know for sure that the affected party will go, they will immediately file an appeal to it. But I think we need to be
all right, Barrister, since you mentioned that the people of Rivers State will be the one that will be at the receiving end of this court judgment, so what is the way out? Would you advise that the governor, that's Siminalayi Fubara, represents the budget so that peace might reign, or what other solution would you probably suggest to the people of Rivers State and the government?
My suggestion is a political solution. Because, you see, don't forget this issue of their defection is before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, which is the apex court or the final court in our country, is yet to give or to reach a finding in respect of their defection. Because to my mind, if you ask me in a layman term, I use that word layman term in a very loose term because the Federal High Court had already delivered judgment in that subject matter. I think he went to Court of Appeal. My Lord, the Honorable Justice Oyewole led the panel, who also upheld the judgment of the Federal High Court, delivered by Honorable Justice James Omotosho. Now, but then I understand the fact that they are in Supreme Court now, and anything can happen at the Supreme Court. As at now, it is not yet Uhuru yet. Anybody can still win at the Supreme Court. So, but before then, what I will advise is a kind of a political solution so that the people who are meant to benefit from governance will not suffer as a result of power play of two individuals, Wike and Fubara. And Wike is number one in this power play. And I say that without any apology. Wike is the arrowhead of this whole thing. And it's quite unfortunate. A man who enjoyed 8 years successful tenure, uninterrupted tenure, does not now want another person to govern the state. Rivers State is not a personal estate of Yesu Wike. I think that truth must be told. It's enough. It's hard time we call this spade a spade and not as agricultural implement.
Okay, all right. So what do you think would be the fate of the lawmakers loyal to Governor Fubara now that the court has already said that the Martin Amaewhule-led faction is the correct one? What will be the fate of the ones loyal to Governor Fubara?
Then we go on appeal. They still have right to climb upstairs. Don't forget, the judgment we are talking about today is a judgment of the Federal High Court. We still have Court of Appeal. And we still have the Supreme Court. And we still have Court of Appeal and we have Supreme Court. So they will climb upstairs to test the judgment, to test that judgment. And I know that is what they are going to do immediately. So I think that's my position. That is my position.
All right, we thank you so much for sharing with us all your thoughts on the matter. Thank you so much for joining us on Galaxy TV News.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Barrister Monday, our legal practitioner.